Listen up. We're going to talk about thinking this morning. To be successful in any endeavor, and specifically in business, you have to be first, better, or different. And what makes you first, better, or different is your approach. The way you approach things is what can make you first, better, or different. And what guides and controls your approach is the way you think. Now, the way we've been taught to think shackles us. It does not give us independence. In order to be successful in anything, you need to be independent of the environment around you, because people are going to try to drive you and push you and get you to do the things that they want you to do on their behalf. It doesn't matter what it is, work, school, relationship, it doesn't matter. People are really concerned about their own self-interest, which is not wrong. You're concerned about your own self-interest. You have to put food on your table. You have to create your own happiness. So we are not taught to think in a way that would make us independent, because being independent doesn't serve anyone but ourselves, to be honest. And again, I'm going to say there's nothing wrong with that. Now, when we start talking about thinking, the way we were taught to think is that there are right answers, that there are answers that are correct. Just consider this. When you were in school, you sat in class and you listened to the teacher. The teacher told you what you needed to know, taught you what you needed to know, put you through repetitions of what you were expected to know, and then gave you a test. The test was to see whether or not you were able to get the correct answers according to the teacher, the curriculum, the textbook, and somebody else out there who had decided what the correct answers were. Now, if you were an independent thinker and you looked at some of those questions and said, this doesn't make sense, and you wrote in an answer that made better sense, you would get that question wrong. So you were in a situation of compliance. Your circumstances required you to comply. It was trained into you. Now we come out into the world of entrepreneurship. And in this world, there are no right answers. There's no one who has written a business curriculum that will tell you precisely what you need to do to make money with your business. When I decided to become an entrepreneur, and I struggled mightily with understanding what it was I was supposed to do, I already had a bachelor's degree in administration. I already had a master's degree in business administration, an MBA. And I thought, why don't I understand how then to build a business? So I went back to my master's degree textbooks and I looked in there, and what I saw shocked me. With an MBA, I was trained to become an effective corporate employee and maybe eventually an effective corporate leader. But I was not trained to build and run a successful and profitable company. Now, this was before some of the curriculums that have been created now to focus on entrepreneurialism at the master's degree level and so forth. But at the time, it was me looking for the right answers and finding out that they didn't exist. So when we start talking about the right answers, and I'm telling you that there are no right answers, what is there then? Well, what we have to look at is best answers. there are best answers for you under your circumstances. And now what that means is when the circumstances change, your best answers will change. This puts you in the mindset of always thinking about what is the best way to do this. And you will never have 100% information on what is the best way to do something. You will have to experiment, explore. You will have to test. You come up with something that you think is going to be the best answer, and then you test it. And when you see the results, then you know that's where you have to begin to put more of your energy and your effort. Your customers will tell you what the best answers are. They're the ones experiencing the problem, the pain, the suffering, the struggling. So they're going to tell you what they need. And you have to listen. You can't treat them as though you were the teacher and say, look, I'm giving you the right answer. Why don't you just accept it? Because they can shop globally and they can get better prices, better service, better everything. And they'll say, well, if you think you're so smart and you think you have all the answers, go sell them somebody else. But I'm not your customer. So modify your approach, adjust your approach by adjusting your thinking. Accept and embrace the fact that there are no right answers. Become comfortable with a little bit of ambiguity in finding the best answer, and train yourself differently. If you want to become independent, if you want to have freedom, if that's your goal, now if it's not your goal, disregard. But if that's your goal in life, is to fulfill your potential, then you're going to have to learn to think independently, accept the fact that there are no right answers, embrace being first, better, or different, and take control of your financial future. I'm Dr. Russ Barnes, founder and CEO of Systro Solutions. We help micro business owners in the pre-profitability stage become purposefully and intentionally prosperous. Follow us, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, Threads, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Go to our website at www.systrosolutions.com, and I want you to have the best, most productive, most profitable day ever.